Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Today, we're talking about the silent partner you didn't know you had at work, artificial intelligence. It's not just a tool for sending emails faster. It's actively changing how we communicate, how we make decisions, and even how our brains are wired for our jobs. The modern workplace is undergoing a seismic shift, one that is not merely about new tools, but about the very fabric of human interaction and cognition. The integration of AI into our daily professional lives is no longer a futuristic concept. It is a present-day reality that is fundamentally altering how we communicate, collaborate, and even think. We stand at a critical juncture. On one hand, AI promises unprecedented efficiency and data-driven insights. On the other, it raises critical questions about the erosion of human skills and the creation of new forms of workplace stress. Let's journey through the multifaceted psychological terrain of the AI-integrated workplace. The most immediate impact of AI is on communication itself. Think about your workday. How much of it is spent on instant messaging platforms? AI has supercharged this culture of immediacy. Information flies, decisions are made faster. This shift fosters a more agile environment. But this accelerated pace is not without its psychological costs. The constant expectation of being available creates a state of hyper-responsiveness, blurring the lines between work and personal time and pushing us towards burnout. And what about the content of those messages? Generative AI. I can now write our emails, summarize meetings, and craft social media posts. It's efficient, sure, but there's a huge catch: authenticity. A fascinating study of over 100 professionals found a massive paradox. While AI-written messages can seem more professional, when employees suspect their manager used AI for something personal, like a congratulations note, trust plummets. One study found that only about 40 to 52% of employees saw their boss as sincere when using high levels of AI assistance, compared to over 83% when the human touch was clear. The very tool meant to improve communication can create a chasm of distrust. Then there's personalization. I can tailor corporate messages so we see what's relevant. But that same power can make us feel like we're constantly being watched. Our every click feeding a model that judges our engagement or sentiment, creating a chilling effect where employees become more guarded. Beyond how we talk, AI is changing how we think. Our brains have a limited capacity, something psychologists call cognitive load. In theory, AI is a massive help, automating tedious tasks so we can focus on big-picture strategy and creative problem-solving. By handling scheduling, data retrieval, and summarizing documents, AI can free up our finite mental resources. However, it can also create a new kind of burden: cognitive saturation. The constant influx of information from multiple AI-driven channels, coupled with the need to learn and adapt to new systems, can be mentally exhausting. The real mental tug-of-war happens in decision-making. We tend to fall into two opposing traps. The first is automation bias, our tendency to over-rely on and blindly trust AI, assuming it's infallible. Under pressure, it's easy to let the algorithm think for us. This can lead to costly errors, a dulling of our own professional intuition, and even the degradation of our skills over time. On the flip side, there's algorithm aversion, where we distrust an AI, even if it's proven to be superior to human judgment. We might see a human error as forgivable, but a single mistake from an algorithm can shatter our trust completely. This aversion is particularly strong in tasks like hiring or performance reviews, where we instinctively feel a human's nuanced judgment is irreplaceable. The sweet spot, the future many experts hope for, is called the centaur model. Think of centaur chess, where human AI teams consistently beat the best grandmasters and the strongest supercomputers playing alone. In this model, the human provides strategy, ethics, and creativity, while the AI crunches the data and recognizes patterns at a massive scale. The AI becomes a powerful advisor, augmenting our intelligence, not supplanting it. This integration isn't just a cognitive game. It's deeply emotional, with significant implications for our well-being. A 2023 survey by the American Psychological Association found that 38% of U.S. workers worry that AI might make some or all of their job duties obsolete. This isn't some far-off fear. Of those worried, 64% typically feel tense or stressed during the workday, and 51% believe their work has a negative impact on their mental health. This AI anxiety is being amplified by the rise of algorithmic management. This is where AI systems monitor our performance, set our targets, and even schedule our shifts. Imagine being constantly judged by an impersonal, real-time micromanager. It erodes trust and autonomy, contributing to extreme pressure, burnout, and depression. Then there's the paradox of fairness in performance reviews. On one hand, AI-driven evaluations can seem fairer, stripping away human biases like favoritism, but the feedback it gives often feels socially distant and lacking context. Studies show that positive feedback from a human boss is highly motivating, while the same praise from an AI has a much weaker effect. Interestingly, we might actually prefer to get negative feedback from an AI because it feels less personal and more objective. And things are getting even weirder. We're starting to form emotional connections with AI. Emotional contagion, the transfer of feelings, can happen between a human and an AI designed to seem empathetic. A related phenomenon is the development of parasocial relationships, those one-sided attachments we form with celebrities, which are now happening with our workplace AI assistants. We start seeing them as thinking partners or even companions. This can reduce loneliness for remote workers, but also risks damaging our real-world social skills if we become over-reliant on them. So, what does this all mean for the long run? We're facing the great skill debate: deskilling versus upskilling. Deskilling is the fear that by cognitive offloading our mental work to AI, letting it remember things, analyze data, and solve problems for us, our own cognitive skills will atrophy. Some research has already found a negative correlation between frequent AI usage and critical thinking abilities. The fear is that AI devalues the deep expertise built over years of experience. The more optimistic view is upskilling. In this future, AI handles the repetitive and low-value tasks, freeing us up to develop uniquely human skills: strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, creativity, and complex communication. The most valuable employees will be those who can work with AI, like a centaur. This all leads to a fundamental challenge to our professional identity. For many of us, our job is a huge part of who we are. I can threaten that, making us feel replaceable and undermining our sense of competence and value. This can create a professional identity crisis, where employees feel intellectually diminished at work compared to the powerful AI they use in their personal lives. The AI revolution at work is here, and it's not just about technology, it's about psychology. It's a double-edged sword, offering incredible efficiency while posing real risks to our skills, our well-being, and our sense of human connection. The way forward isn't to reject AI, but to be smart and conscious about how we use it. For companies, this means being transparent, promoting AI literacy and critical thinking, and designing for psychological safety. For us as individuals, it means using AI as a co-pilot, not an autopilot. We must consciously set boundaries and continue to invest in our genuine human relationships. The future of work will be defined not by the intelligence of our machines, but by the wisdom with which we choose to use them.